Let me ask you a question that might crack open the door to your deepest truth. What if everything you've been praying for, working toward and dreaming about is already waiting for you, but you're the one keeping it at a distance? That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? Because as chosen ones, those who feel they've been called for a higher purpose, a mission, or a destiny, we often believe that external forces are standing between us and our manifestations. But what if the real power, the real blockage, was inside you all along? What if you've been unknowingly sabotaging your own path to abundance, love, and fulfillment? Being a chosen one means you have a unique frequency. You're not like everyone else. Deep down, you already know this. You've felt it your entire life, haven't you? That subtle, or maybe not so subtle, sense that you're here for something greater. And because of that, the universe is constantly trying to align with your energy to bring you everything you need to fulfill your purpose. But here's the thing, the universe doesn't bring you what you want. It brings you what you are energetically aligned with. And if you're blocking that alignment, even the most powerful manifestations will pass you by.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
So, how do you know if you're blocking your manifestations? Let's start with one of the most common yet subtle signs: doubt. You might not even recognize it because it's so deeply ingrained in your thoughts. But every time you doubt your ability to manifest something, every time you tell yourself, maybe this isn't meant for me, or what if I fail, you're sending mixed signals to the universe. Think about it. The universe operates like a mirror. If your energy says, I'm not sure this is possible, then the universe reflects that uncertainty back to you. It can't deliver what you're not fully ready to receive. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you wholeheartedly believed in your vision, without any hesitation, without any fear? If you're struggling to remember, that's okay. Doubt isn't your enemy. It's simply a sign that there's a part of you that needs healing, a part of you that's afraid to trust in your own power. And let me tell you something, as a chosen one, your power is immense. But if you don't believe in it, you'll never see it. Another way you might be blocking your manifestations is by holding on to the past. Have you ever tried to pour fresh water into a cup that's already full? It doesn't work, does it? The same is true for your energy. If you're holding on to past pain, resentment, or limiting beliefs, there's no room for new blessings to flow in. For example, maybe you're still replaying old failures in your mind, telling yourself a story that you're not good enough or that things never work out for you. Every time you do this, you're reinforcing that vibration, and the universe, it's listening. It's saying, oh, this is the energy you're putting out. Okay, I'll match it. So, let me ask you another question. What are you still holding on to that you know it's time to release? What old story, old wound, or old identity is keeping you stuck? Because here's the truth. You can't manifest your future while you're living in your past. The two are on completely different frequencies. And as a chosen one, it's your responsibility to do the inner work, to heal, to forgive, and to let go. And that's not always easy, is it? But you already know that the most profound growth comes from the most difficult lessons. Now, let's talk about control. This is a big one, and it's something so many of us struggle with, especially those of us who feel called to a higher purpose. We want to control every step of the manifestation process. We want to know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and in what exact form it's going to show up. But here's the harsh truth. Control is resistance. When you try to control the outcome, you're essentially telling the universe, I don't trust you. And when there's no trust, there's no flow. Imagine planting a seed and then digging it up every day to check if it's growing. What happens? The seed never has a chance to fully root and bloom. So let me ask you this. Where in your life are you holding on too tightly? Where are you trying to force something to happen instead of allowing it to unfold naturally? Because the moment you let go of control and surrender to the divine timing of the universe, you create space for miracles to occur. And trust me, the universe's plan is always far greater than anything you could imagine for yourself. Here's another sign you might be blocking your manifestations, focusing too much on the lack. This is a sneaky one because it often disguises itself as motivation or ambition. You might think, I want this so badly, I'm working so hard for it, but underneath that desire there's often a subtle energy of lack, a feeling of, I don't have it yet and I won't be happy until I do. The problem with this is that it keeps you in a state of wanting rather than having, and the universe responds to your energy. If your vibration says, I'm not whole until I have this thing, the universe will keep giving you more experiences that reinforce that feeling of lack. Let me ask you something. How would your life change if, right now, you chose to feel as though you already had everything you've been manifesting? What if you could embody the energy of abundance, love, or success even before it shows up in your physical reality? Because here's the secret. Manifestation isn't about bringing something to you, it's about aligning with it. When you align your vibration with what you desire, it has no choice but to flow into your life. And finally, let's talk about fear. Fear is one of the biggest blockers of manifestation, and it often hides beneath the surface. Sometimes we fear failure, but sometimes, and this might surprise you, we actually fear success. Deep down, we might wonder, what if I can't handle it? What if I'm not worthy of it? What if people judge me? These fears might not be conscious, but they create energetic resistance that keeps your manifestations at arm's length. So, let me leave you with this question for now. What are you afraid of? Because as a chosen one, your power lies in your ability to face your fears, to move through them, and to trust that you are worthy of everything you're manifesting. You were chosen for a reason, but the universe can only meet you as deeply as you meet yourself. Let's pick up where we left off, diving even deeper into the subtle ways we block our manifestations, even when we don't realize it. The truth is, manifestation isn't just about thinking positive thoughts or saying affirmations. It's about energy. And as chosen ones, your energy is your superpower. But it's also the one thing that can work against you if it's not aligned. You see, manifestation happens on a vibrational level. It's not about what you're saying or even what you're doing. It's about the frequency you're emitting. And here's the kicker. Your subconscious mind plays a massive role in determining that frequency. Think about this. Have you ever tried to manifest something only to feel like you're constantly hitting a wall? You're doing all the right things. You're visualizing, you're journaling, you're meditating, but nothing seems to change. Why is that? The answer often lies in your subconscious programming. Most of our beliefs about ourselves, the world, and what's possible for us were formed in childhood. And unless you've done the deep inner work to reprogram those beliefs, they're still running the show. For example, if you grew up in an environment where money was scarce, you might have a subconscious belief that abundance is hard to achieve. And no matter how many affirmations you say, that belief will continue to block your manifestations until you address it. Let me ask you something. What old beliefs about yourself or the world are you still carrying? Take a moment to really think about this. Do you believe that you're not good enough? That success is only for other people? That love always ends in heartbreak? These beliefs might not be obvious. They often hide in the shadows of your mind, but they show up in subtle ways like self-sabotage, procrastination, or even feeling unworthy of the very things you're trying to manifest. The good news is, once you become aware of these beliefs, you can start to shift them. Awareness is the first step to transformation. So how do you reprogram your subconscious mind? One of the most powerful tools is repetition. Just as those limiting beliefs were formed through repeated experiences and messages, new empowering beliefs can be installed the same way. But this isn't just about repeating affirmations mindlessly. It's about feeling them. For example, if you want to manifest abundance, don't just say, "I am wealthy." Close your eyes and feel what it would be like to have all the money you need. Imagine the freedom, the security, the joy. When you combine repetition with emotion, you're rewiring your subconscious mind on a vibrational level. Now, let's talk about another way you might be blocking your manifestations: attachment to the outcome. This one is tricky because as chosen ones, we often feel so deeply connected to our purpose that we become hyper-focused on achieving specific goals. But attachment creates resistance. When you're overly attached to how and when something will show up, you're actually sending a signal to the universe that you don't trust the process. It's like saying, "I don't believe this will happen unless I control every detail." And that lack of trust creates a vibration of lack, which blocks the flow of manifestation. Let me ask you this: how would your life change if you fully surrendered to the idea that everything is always working out for your highest good? Imagine what it would feel like to let go of the need to control the outcome and instead trust that the universe has your back. Because here's the truth: the universe often delivers in ways that are far beyond what we can imagine. But if you're too attached to a specific outcome, you might miss the bigger blessing that's trying to come through. Another major blocker to manifestation is comparison. This one can be especially tough for chosen ones because you often feel like you're on a unique path, but at the same time you can't help but look at where others are. Maybe you're scrolling through social media, seeing people who seem to be living the life you want, and you start to feel like you're falling behind. But here's the thing: comparison is rooted in lack. When you compare yourself to others, you're essentially telling the universe, "I don't have enough, I'm not enough," and that energy creates more experiences of lack. So let me ask you, how often do you celebrate yourself? How often do you take a moment to acknowledge how far you've come, instead of focusing on how far you still have to go? Because here's the truth: your journey is uniquely yours, and as a chosen one, you're not here to follow someone else's path. You're here to create your own. The more you honor your individuality, the more you align with your highest vibration. Now let's talk about action, or more specifically, aligned action. One of the biggest misconceptions about manifestation is that you can just sit back and wait for things to happen. But manifestation isn't passive. It requires you to take inspired action that aligns with your desires. However, this doesn't mean hustling or forcing things to happen. It means tuning into your intuition and asking yourself, what step feels most aligned with my vision right now? Sometimes the action will be bold and outward, like reaching out to a potential mentor or starting a new project. Other times it will be inward, like meditating, journaling, or simply taking a day to rest and recharge. But here's where many chosen ones get stuck. They wait for the perfect moment to take action. They think, I'll start when I feel ready, or I'll do it when everything falls into place. But the perfect moment doesn't exist, and waiting only creates stagnation. Let me tell you something, the universe rewards momentum. When you take even the smallest step toward your vision, you're sending a powerful signal that you're ready to receive, and that signal creates a ripple effect, drawing your manifestations closer to you. So let me ask you this. What's one small action you can take today that aligns with your highest vision? It doesn't have to be big. It just has to come from a place of alignment and trust. Because when you combine aligned action with trust and surrender, you step into the flow of manifestation. Finally, let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful frequencies you can embody. When you're grateful for what you already have, you're telling the universe, I am abundant, and that vibration attracts even more abundance. But here's the key. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you for the big things. It's about appreciating the small, everyday blessings, the sunlight on your face, the breath in your lungs, the love in your heart. When you cultivate gratitude on a deep, consistent level, you raise your vibration to match the frequency of your desires. So let me leave you with this question for now. What are you grateful for in this moment? Not what you'll be grateful for when your manifestations arrive, but what you can appreciate right now. Because the more you focus on what you already have, the more the universe will give you to be grateful for. Now let's go even deeper into what it truly means to be a chosen one and how you can overcome the energetic blocks that keep you from manifesting your highest desires. Being a chosen one means you're here to embody a higher frequency, to serve a greater purpose, and to leave an impact that ripples across time. But here's the paradox. The very power that makes you chosen often comes with challenges, and one of the greatest challenges is the fear of stepping into your own greatness. Let's unpack this fear because it's one of the sneakiest ways we block our manifestations. Many of us, yes, even the most spiritually aware, carry a deep-rooted fear of success. At first glance, that might sound strange. After all, isn't success what we're working toward? But think about it. Success brings change, it brings responsibility, it brings the unknown. For many chosen ones, success can feel like stepping into a spotlight that they're not sure they're ready for. There's a part of you that might wonder, what if I can't handle it? What if I fail once I get there? What if people see the real me and I'm not enough? These fears might not be loud, but they're there, quietly creating resistance. So let me ask you, what would your life look like if you fully stepped into your power? If you stopped playing small, stopped hiding, and allowed yourself to be seen in all your brilliance? Sit with that question, let it stretch you, because the truth is you were chosen for a reason. You wouldn't have been given this vision, this calling, if you weren't capable of achieving it. But to manifest it, you have to let go of the fear of your own greatness. Another form of resistance that blocks manifestations is over-identifying with your limitations. This can show up as self-doubt, imposter syndrome, or a constant focus on what you perceive as your weaknesses. You might think, I'm not smart enough, talented enough, or experienced enough to make this happen. But here's the thing, those limitations aren't real. They're stories your mind has created, often based on past experiences, societal conditioning, or the opinions of others. And as long as you believe those stories, you'll stay stuck in the frequency of lack. Let me challenge you with this. What if every limitation you've ever believed about yourself was a lie? What if, Instead of focusing on what you lack, you shifted your perspective to see the unique gifts you bring to the table. Because as a chosen one, your power doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being authentic. It comes from owning your story, your strengths, and even your flaws, and trusting that they're exactly what's needed to fulfill your purpose. Now let's talk about fear's close companion, resistance to change. Manifestation requires growth, and growth requires change. But change can feel uncomfortable, can't it? It pushes you out of your comfort zone into unfamiliar territory, and as humans, we're wired to seek safety and certainty. So even when we're trying to manifest something better, there's often a part of us that resists the very change we're asking for. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. So let me ask you this: where in your life are you resisting change? Maybe you're clinging to an old identity, an old relationship, or an old way of being that no longer serves you. Maybe you're afraid to take the leap, to say yes to the opportunity, or to let go of what's familiar. But here's the truth: manifestation requires you to release what no longer aligns with the version of yourself you're becoming. You can't step into your future while holding on to your past. The two are incompatible. Let's shift gears and talk about your relationship with time. This is a big one. One of the most common ways people block their manifestations is by getting caught up in impatience. You might find yourself thinking, "Why hasn't it happened yet? I've been doing all the work and nothing's changing." But here's something you need to understand. Divine timing is real. The universe is always working behind the scenes, rearranging things in ways you can't see to bring your manifestations to fruition. But if you're constantly focused on the lack of results, you're emitting a vibration of impatience and frustration, and that vibration creates resistance. So let me ask you, what would it feel like to fully trust the timing of your life? To know deep in your soul that everything you desire is on its way to you, even if you can't see it yet? Because manifestation isn't just about creating, it's about allowing. It's about aligning your energy with trust and surrender instead of doubt and impatience. When you trust the process, you release the resistance that's been holding you back. Another way we block our manifestations is by trying to do it all alone. As chosen ones, we often feel like we have to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. But manifestation isn't meant to be a solo journey. The universe works through people, opportunities, and connections, and sometimes the blessing you're waiting for is on the other side of asking for help. But asking for help requires humility, doesn't it? It requires vulnerability. And for many of us, that can feel uncomfortable. Let me challenge you with this. What if the support you've been resisting is the very thing that will unlock your manifestation? Maybe it's reaching out to a mentor, collaborating with someone who shares your vision, or simply opening yourself up to receive. Because as a chosen one, you're not here to do it all alone. You're here to co-create with others, with the universe, and with your higher self. Finally, let's talk about alignment. Manifestation isn't just about thinking positive thoughts or taking inspired action. It's about becoming the version of yourself who already has what you desire. This means aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the energy of your desires. For example, if you're trying to manifest abundance, you can't stay in a mindset of lack. If you're trying to manifest love, you can't stay closed off or guarded. You have to embody the energy of what you're calling in. So let me leave you with this question. Who do you need to become to align with your manifestations? What habits, beliefs, and energies do you need to let go of? And what new ones do you need to embrace? Because manifestation isn't just about attracting what you want, it's about becoming a vibrational match for it. When you step into that alignment, everything you've been seeking will flow to you effortlessly. Let's take everything we've explored so far and bring it into focus. This is the moment where we tie it all together, where your understanding of manifestation deepens and where you start to see the bigger picture of what it truly means to be a chosen one. But here's the truth: knowledge alone isn't enough. What matters now is embodiment. It's about taking the wisdom you've received and turning it into a way of being. Because manifestation isn't just something you do, it's something you are. So let me start with this. Are you living your life as though your manifestations are already here? This is the ultimate test of alignment. So many of us say we're manifesting, but our energy, our thoughts, and our daily actions tell a different story. If you're waiting for your manifestation to arrive before you feel happy, abundant, or at peace, you're putting yourself in a state of waiting. And waiting creates more waiting. The key is to embody the energy of your desires now. Act as if, feel as if, live as if. This is how you align your vibration with what you want to manifest. Because the universe doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your state of being. Let's take abundance as an example. If you're trying to manifest financial freedom, but you're constantly focused on how much money you don't have, what kind of energy are you putting out? Lack. And lack will only attract more lack. Instead, start focusing on the abundance that already exists in your life. Maybe it's the food in your fridge, the roof over your head, or the opportunities you've been given. The more you appreciate what you already have, the more the universe will send you to be grateful for. This isn't just positive thinking, it's a vibrational shift. And this shift is what unlocks the flow of manifestation. But let's go deeper. Embodiment isn't just about thinking or feeling, it's about action. So here's a question for you. Are your daily habits aligned with the version of yourself who already has what you're manifesting? If you're trying to manifest health, are you taking care of your body? If you're trying to manifest love, are you showing up as someone who's ready to give and receive love? If you're trying to manifest success, are you putting in the work, the focus, and the discipline needed to receive it? This is where self-honesty comes into play, because as a chosen one, the universe will always hold you to a higher standard. It will challenge you to rise to the level of your potential, and if you're not willing to do the inner and outer work, your manifestations will remain just out of reach. Now let's talk about energy leaks. These are the subtle ways your energy gets drained, leaving you feeling unmotivated, scattered, or stuck. Energy leaks can come from many sources: negative relationships, toxic environments, procrastination, self-doubt, or even overthinking. As a chosen one, your energy is sacred. It's the fuel behind your manifestations. And if your energy is being drained by things that don't serve you, you won't have the capacity to align with your desires. So let me ask you this: where in your life are you giving away your energy to things that no longer align with your highest self? Maybe it's time to set boundaries, to say no to what drains you, and to say yes to what nourishes you. Because when your energy is clear and focused, you become a magnet for your manifestations. Another key to stepping into your divine power is mastering the art of surrender. We've touched on this before, but it's worth diving deeper. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing attachment to the outcome. It means trusting that the universe knows what's best for you, even if it doesn't match your exact vision. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go as planned, but in hindsight, they turned out even better than you imagined. That's the power of surrender. So let me ask you, where are you still holding on too tightly? What would it feel like to trust the universe completely? Because when you surrender, you create space for miracles to unfold. But surrendering doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you align your energy, take inspired action, and then let go of the need to control the outcome. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, you nourish it, and then you trust that it will grow. You don't dig it up every day to check on it. That would only disrupt the process. Manifestation works the same way. Trust the process, trust the timing, trust that everything is happening for your highest good. Finally, let's talk about the role of faith. Faith is the foundation of manifestation. It's the unshakable belief that what you desire is already on its way to you, even when there's no physical evidence yet. Faith is what keeps you going when doubt creeps in. It's what helps you stay aligned when the outside world tells you to give up. And as a chosen one, your faith is your superpower. It's what sets you apart, because while others may rely solely on logic or external validation, you have the ability to tap into a deeper knowing, a soul-level certainty that you are divinely supported. In the end, manifestation isn't about chasing something outside of yourself. It's about aligning with the truth of who you are. It's about removing the blocks, healing the wounds, and stepping into the vibration of your highest self. Everything you desire is already available to you. It's just waiting for you to align with it. So take a deep breath, trust yourself, trust the process, and remember, you were chosen for a reason. Your manifestations are not just about you. They're about the ripple effect your light will create in the world. And the world is ready for you. Are you ready for it?